Hi everyone. Today we're going to discuss workspaces. So if we recall the last session, we discussed the dashboard as we're looking at the dashboard. So in the middle we see lot of rectangular boxes which are the workspaces. And in the last session we discussed if we go to the navigation pane which is on our left, there is a workspace menu. So the same workspaces can be navigated using that pane. And there is another third place where we can see the workspaces. If I go to a specific modules like account payable, then I can see the workspaces which are associated with this module. So I can see the vendor invoice entry. If I click this, so this is the vendor invoice entry. Here I see, like as we discussed in the last session, so in a workspace we see the tiles, we see the lists, and on the third pane we see the links. Okay. Workspace basically improve the efficiency and productivity of users in performing day-to-day tasks because it reduces the navigation. So all the functionality, the reports, the data, the information, the links are are just put together at one place. So you can like imagine this is similar to the your workspace, so your desk. So where you put all the required things together, so you don't need to go here and there to search for the needed things. Okay, so that's the introduction about the workspaces. So today we will going to first thing is to modify the existing workspace. So let's try to find the workspace which is the vendor invoice entry. So this is the workspace I can find. So if I need to find the workspace here, how I can find that? This is the navigation. This is the navigation pane. But I want to find in this dashboard. So the idea is you just use the Control F, which is the like browser functionality. So you just type vendor invoice entry. So you're able to find the vendor invoice entry here. So this is the workspace. So let's click this workspace. So we are here. So the first thing we will try to do here, like this is the tile showing the vendor pending invoices. I want to show this information along with the vendor invoice entry tile shown on the dashboard. So how I can do that? So if you on that tile, if you right click there and you click the personalize pending, so there is a option pin to dashboard. So you just select this and click somewhere and then go to the dashboard, navigate to that. So we see that pending vendor invoices. So you can add all these tiles, you can pin those tiles which are being used in the workspace along with the tile on your dashboard. So the next question might be how we can remove this. So if you right click here and then just say personalize and you have the option remove. So you just click this, you can remove it. Okay. So let's go to the workspace again. So vendor invoice entry. So let's go here again. So here I have lot of tiles. So assume you want to list all those vendors, the number of vendors you have. So I need to have one more tile just showing the list of all the vendors. So how we can enhance the existing workspace. So you go to the account payable and then vendors, all vendors. So this is the list of all the vendors. So the workspace can be navigated if you go to this is the action menu. This is the action menu pane. So you go through the options and then you see the add to workspace. So you click here, use the workspace where you want to add this information. So that's the vendor invoice entry. So you just select that. So we want to add this on a vendor invoice entry. So presentation, there are three types of presentation: the tile, list, or link. So tile is just a rectangular tile where you can show the number. You can also add as a list, or you can also add as a link. So we will practice all these three types when we creating our own custom workspace. So as of now, just use the tile and then click the configure button. So you can say all vendor and then the option is show count on the tile. I say yes and just click OK. Okay, so then go to the vendor invoice entry workspace, and here I will be able to see all vendors which are 49. So that's something I just explained, how you can add more functionality to your existing workspace. Okay, next. Next, the last thing is which I'm going to demonstrate in today's recording is how we can create a custom workspace. And let's say I'm going to add all these functions which are in the vendor invoice entry. I want some of the functions in my workspace and I want to add something more on top of that. So let's do that. So go to the dashboard and I just click on this empty space and I just say personalize style page container. So I have an option, add a workspace. You just click this, add a workspace. A new workspace is added, but the name is not good. So you right click again and personalize this. Let's say I'm saying my vendor invoice entry. So you just say personalize it. Okay, so we just change my vendor invoice entries. So here I want to add something. Okay, so let's go to this again, this invoice. So I want to add some of the functionality there. So this is the list of pending invoices. So if you click this, you see the list of all the pending invoices. So I want to add this list to my custom workspace, but I want to add this as a tile. So I go to the options, I go to the add to my workspace. I just select the workspace, my vendor invoice entry. I'm using it as a tile. I'm saying configure and pending vendor invoices. I say yes, I say okay. If I go back to my workspace is this. I was able to see the pending vendor invoices showing the number 1. Okay, let's add one list here. So I want to add the list of all the vendors. So I go to the important thing we need to remember, like if I want to add something to my workspace, so there is no option or no like functionality available to do that here in the workspace. So whatever you need to add, you need to go there. And from there you can say add this information to my workspace. So that's the things we need to remember. So if I need to add all the list of all the vendors with my this workspace, I can't do by in sitting in my workspace. So you need to go to the list. So I go to all vendors and then I go to the options. I say add to workspace. So my workspace is already selected. Here I'm saying the list. I say configure. And here I can choose the columns which I need to use. So there are like simple and tabular. Simple, it's up to 3 columns. Tabular is up to 8 columns. You can select, unselect the columns which you want to show in that list. So I'm saying okay. I go to my workspace again. So this is my workspace. So here I see the list of I see the tile and I see the list of vendors. So the next thing is I need to add some information. Let's assume I want to add, to be more simple, so I want to add some information specific to the vendor, and again I want to add some information which might be related to the customer. So let's add that. So I go to all vendors again and I go to the add this, and here I am choosing the link. I just want to explain the concept. So here I have another option. So name I'm giving all vendors. Here I have a group. So let's do it. I'm saying vendor. So this all vendors will be coming beneath the group which is the vendor. So all the information which is related to or specific to the vendors will be grouped in a specific way. So let's say okay, and I'm going again here and going to the workspace, and I see the tile, I see the list, and I see the group which is the vendor and then all vendors. So let's add some one more group, and maybe let's say I want to have something specific to let's assume customers. So I go to the account receivable, all customers. I'm sorry, it's taking some time. So I go to the options, add to the workspace. So my workspace name is coming. So I'm saying link, I'm saying configure, and here I'm using customer. And here I'm saying all. So I'm saying okay. I'm going back to my workspace again. So this is my workspace. So here I see my tile, my list, and here you see two groups. So the customer, you can like collapse it, you can expand it. So it's a very nice way to add the links and group those links in a specific grouping. Okay, so let's refresh it. Let's refresh my browser and go to your dashboard. So by refreshing, I just wanted to show before, if you notice, like the name was not refreshing. So when you're doing the personalization, and you're not able to see the updates. So then you need to refresh the view by just refreshing the page or pressing F5. So that's something about the workspaces. So today we learned why we need the workspace, from which three places we can navigate. So you can navigate to the workspace using the dashboard, or you can navigate from the navigation pane, or you can navigate to the workspace from the modules. And then we learned how we can change the existing workspace. We can add anything, and you can also remove anything. If you don't like something in your workspace, you go to that workspace and personalize, and then you can remove it. So let's do that as well. So if I go to the vendor again, so go to this workspace, and if you right click here, personalize. So here you have the option. So you just click remove, it will be gone, it will be removed. So okay, so that's something I would like to discuss today. So I will be uploading more videos. So thank you very much for watching and staying with me. Thank you very much. Bye. Take care.